So, you guys remember when I talked about a while ago about, like, my friend Jason told me about, he found this leak about Paramount wanting to make a Transformers versus G.I. Joe movie, and I was like, alright, yeah, okay, it could happen, and would I like to see it? Yeah, but the quote-unquote source was one guy on Patreon basically going, you have to believe me, it's totally gonna happen. So I was like, I wanted to keep my doubt, I was basically keeping my skepticism in check. Well, Paramount just couldn't help themselves and spoiled a big thing for Transformers Rise the Beast. So, yeah. Transformers Rise the Beast, like, one of the producers basically apparently leaked that one of their own producers, keep in mind, one of their own producers did this. What they did was announce that, yeah, we're doing it, at the end of the movie, it's revealed Transformers versus the Transformers and G.I. Joe are going to cross over. Yeah, I wish I found that out in the movie. Would have been way more amazing, but thanks producers, you fuckwits. So yeah, we are basically going to be getting for our next Transformers film, Transformers versus G.I. Joe. Which makes sense because, like, there had been a lot of talk of a new G.I. Joe movie, we just didn't know in what capacity. It also makes sense that this would probably happen from Paramount because they probably saw the buku money that King Kong vs. Godzilla did and went, hold on a second. King Kong vs. Godzilla is two properties that are crossing over and fighting. We have two major properties. We can make them fight and team up. So, yeah. That's what we get here is Paramount probably looked at King Kong versus Godzilla and went, we can do that. And it's been something Paramount has been wanting to do for the longest time. You cannot, there's been so many failed plans of, like, Paramount wanting to do, like, a shared Hasbro universe. Apparently, that's what they were going to do with the Snake Eyes movie, was that the Snake Eyes film was going to be the start of a new Paramount shared universe, of a Hasbro shared universe. So, it would stand, yeah, it really does make sense that they would do something like this, and start with their two major properties, Transformers and G.I. Joe. Now, like I said in my previous video, cycling back to that video, that one, the big thing is, the big thing that you have to take away is that in order for this to work, is for the amount, because money talks. That's the thing about Hollywood, is money talks above all else. So the one thing that has to happen is that Transformers Rise the Beasts has to make the money back and make it, if it doesn't, then they're just going to not do it, because that's just the nature of the beast right there. I mean, that was an unintentional pun, but yeah, that's the big thing, is that the Rise of the Beast has to make money. Will I still go see it now that it's been spoiled? Yeah. I've heard mixed things about it, but I want to wait to see, and give my thoughts on it myself. So, this movie, like I said, has to do well, but let's talk about the potential of a G.I. Joe versus Transformers movie. I think, like, out of every crossover, this one is one of the ones that really makes sense when you really think about it. Transformers and G.I. Joe are Hasbro's two biggest properties. And if you're going to cross anyone over with Transformers, it's always going to be G.I. Joe first and foremost. I imagine wherever the Transformers and G.I. Joe comics, wherever they may lay in terms of comic rights, I'm sure that's going to be the first thing, is Transformers versus G.I. Joe. So let's see where that goes. Now then, what would it be like to have a Transformers vs. G.I. Joe movie? Now, obviously, I don't know if they would pull from the original continuity, like the OG continuity of the previous two G.I. Joe movies, or start fresh. I imagine that's what they would do, is probably start fresh, because the films are set in the 90s, so it would stand to reason that this is going to be another reboot of G.I. Joe, and the idea, maybe this is how we redo And because the whole thing is that, like, this is trying really... Apparently, they're trying really... The producers are being like, no. Rise of the Beast is still a prequel-era movie like the X-Men movies were. You know, totally a prequel to the Bayformers movies. When, clearly, when you have Unicron, and you did Unicron all the way back in Last Night, that doesn't... Like, that's not a prequel, and you already have a... You know, it's basically saying... Yeah, that version of Unicron. You can't tell me otherwise. So maybe this time around when you do G.I. Joe, maybe this around you can finally bring Megatron into the play and have it that Cobra has maybe, if you really want to like have an alternate take, maybe what you do is just have Cobra break into fucking Sector 7, kill everyone, and wake up Megatron, and that's how we get our villain team up. So that's what I think. I would like. It is cool. Don't get me wrong. The idea of having the Transformers and GI Joe together on the big screen after years upon years of like Marvel and IDW continuity, having them together is nothing short of like, who doesn't want to see that? And there's so many cool like ideas you can stem from it, like Cobra using, you know, Cybertronian technology or want to get their hands on the Allspark. Fucking seeing Starscream, what they're probably going to do. What they're probably going to do, because the producer behind this, and spoiler alert, this is the same guy who spoiled the fucking thing. What they're probably going to do is have it that Starscream is the one that's going to team up with Cobra. And on one hand, I'm like, I still want to see Megatron, though. On the other hand, Starscream's my boy, and it'd be nice to finally see Starscream, you know, done right in a film. So, and besides, Chris Latta voiced both characters, and we've had Starscream and Cobra Commander work together so many times before, so it would stand to reason that, yeah, maybe it can work. Maybe you can, if you're really going to be so gung-ho on making this a total prequel to the Michael Bay era, then, yeah, you might as well just say, yeah, it was Starscream, and like, that would work. Like, that would really, like, you could still have it work with having the Decepticons working with Cobra, because, yeah, Starscream would do something like that. And I'd love to see, like, yeah, this could give us an excuse to have, like, CG1 version of Starscream and Soundwave, again, because those designs were really fucking fire in Bumblebee. So, yeah. Plus, can we get there's so much fan art and comic imagery of Baroness holding Ravage on a leash. Can we do that in an actual movie, please? Can we just do that as an actual movie? Would it kill anyone to have Baroness have Ravage at her side as like a pet dog or cat, and I don't know, have Destro or Zartan, like maybe have Zartan use six shot like a gun. Like, he just, you have Zartan just pull out a gun and then fires it a few rounds, throws it, it's a six-shot, he turns to his robot form, just starts wasting Autobots, turns to his vehicle mode, or plane mode, and just flies off to take out more shit. There you go. Hire me, Paramount Pictures, I would totally write this script. So, yeah. But you guys, looks like it's gonna be a thing, but that all depends on how well Rise of the Beast does. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the possibility of an actual G.I. Joe versus Transformers movie possibly happening? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.